Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this one's no joke. This is actually starting to hit the website of the Department of Homeland Security as well, especially the Center for Domestic Preparedness for Civil Disturbances and various other things at this exercise level. DHS preparing police or prepping police for revolt in America. This is actually true. I'm not getting this from some half-goofy website. This is actually coming from one from filming police or filming cops. I don't generally like these sites, but this one seems to hit home, and I gotta tell you, the story seems pretty decent. Cops learn how to counter domestic and civil disturbances during training, which was coordinated by DHS Center for Domestic Preparedness, as well as proper use of batons, mass arrest procedures, riot control formations. You know, kind of like the old Roman phalanx move. You know, the more and more the country goes downhill, folks, the more and more we're going to start seeing these guys, and at some point or another, 20 guys are going to stand on a bridge at some point, and they're going to go, enough! Stop that bullshit. And, that's when you get the 74 dead federals that we had in the 1700s, folks, when the British were occupying us. So this is actually quite good. They're saying that riots are hard to detain, and and as little officers as they have is properly going to be outnumbered most of the time. So they're going to basically be doing whatever they can to control those on the ground that they can. And FEMA instructors were on hand to advise cops on how on the protesters' constitutional rights, as well as how to handle situations for multiple arrests and mobile field force team methods. I mean, this is not going to go into the stuff that you want to hear, folks, but you can go on their website. I mean, DHS is not hiding the fact that shit's about to hit the fan and stuff. I'm not going to go into that because I haven't had the time to spend on their website to find the PDFs and stuff, but if it's hitting websites like Filming Cops, folks, and all those websites, I hate to tell you this, but if those guys are coming out and those guys are basically sitting there on a daily basis filming all the riots and stuff is about ready to get stepped up, folks. And as you can see in this line here, in this one photo, you have National Guard, you have normal police, you have the riot-geared police with, everybody encircling. This is no longer the Republic, folks. This is the corporation taking over and saying that you no longer matter, that your family no longer matters. I'm going to let you know a little secret going on with my family. There was some kind of a threat at my nephew's school. And I'll be honest with you, I think my sister called this right. She kept them home. Her view was very simple. She received the notice, 9:30 at night last night, supposedly like 10 or so, and that somebody threatened to do something. And with the schools being right next to each other, one being a middle school, one being a high school, she didn't want, the situation to escalate. Well, if they're, the way the school basically said is that they had it under control. She says, no, you don't. You don't have it under control. She says, your police will go in there and probably be popping off rounds at anybody suspicious of being the armed suspect. And then if a shootout happens, and my kids I know are not on your goody-goody list, there's a good chance your officers might just kill my kids. So instead of having one gunman with 5 bullets, you have 20 gunmen with over 1,000 bullets. And she says the only thing you're doing is bringing more guns into schools that are not necessary. So, lo and behold, she kept him home today. I don't know how that's going to work out for them in the long run, but at least she doesn't have to worry about them getting murdered today by whether it be the corporate government police or the crazed gunman who supposedly is probably off their meds. So, it is what it is, folks. And this is the America we're in today, folks. Remember, I'm in Michigan. Shit's gonna go down soon, I guarantee you, folks. I almost guarantee you before that 2020 hits, shit's gonna get real bad. They're already seeing the waves, they're already seeing the formation and the functions and everything. This is not something you guys want to deal with. If that stuff happens, keep your kids home. You know, there's no reason to, put your kids in harm's way of the police state either. You can easily walk away from both situations. You know, in something like that, where there's let's say a gun threat, or, somebody goes off their happy pills and, is drooling all over the place, claiming they're going to go do something real stupid. And they wake up in the morning not remembering what the hell they said. And they got 300 people going, well, I don't want to send my kids to that school. They're going to go do it. And everything else. So I think the best thing to do, folks, is when confronted with this new America, stay away from it. Do not engage the police state. Do not engage the proxies of the police state. It's no longer worth it. I want to go to the protests and stuff. I really do. But I'll be honest. I don't really want to deal with half the shit going on nowadays. I mean, Amin, Ryan, the Hammonds, all that shit. They had one order from God, folks, to stand at attention and to return fire. And they decided not to. That tells me that, ladies and gentlemen, that was a goddamn setup. Because if that was anything more than that, Ryan and Amin Bundy would not be just sitting in jail wondering what's going on. I mean, you've seen all the photos. Not one of them, ladies and gentlemen, had major bruises on them, or like they had to fight off 5 cops who were beating the living shit out of them. And that shit just happened to go away? Bullshit. I think it's because their families actually had money. I think that's why they haven't really gone in there to take kidneys and, break limbs and shit. If you and I were to do that, holy fuck, our families would be dead by tonight. And we'd be facing 3,000 years of charges. I think the only reason they're keeping them alive and healthy is because they know Cliven and the rest of these guys in the family has a farm or the ranch and, actual money coming in. I think that's why they were kind of giving VIP special afterwards. So, I'm not here for the police state. I'm not here for the Vatican. I'm not here for the banks. I just want to go about my business every day and leave it all alone. When it comes down to it, it'll come down to it, folks. Trust me, you'll be involved one way or another. But these guys are preparing too. And they're getting orders straight from the Fed saying this is going to happen. They're going to start retaking cities and stuff. This is not just about riot control at this point, folks. They're worried about open revolt. And I guarantee you, some of the militias are going to try to do something real crazy. Or at least federals in charge of the militias are going to do something. They're going to blame it on those guys, and then they're going to basically bring down the power grid and everything else, just like they've been telling them. Thanks, guys.